Hey everybody, welcome back to Drinks and a Movie. Chris Hamker back with you. Today we'll be talking about Sausage Party, and I'll be making the ultimate Bloody Mary. Now, I'm going to do this one a little differently. I'm probably not going to do many cuts, because if I do a lot of cuts while trying to make a drink, it's going to look like I have something in my hand, and then if I do a cut, oh, there it is in the other hand. So, I'm not going to do that this time because there's so many ingredients, there's so much that goes into this one. I'm just going to talk about the movie while I'm making the drink, and I'll put up the ingredients at the bottom there, or maybe in the video at some point. I'm not sure yet, but no cuts, just going to go with it. I'll try not to ramble too much because I know how people hate it when I ramble. I hate it when I ramble. So, ultimate Bloody Mary, bunch of ingredients, tomato juice, vodka, Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco sauce, freaking horseradish, some lemon juice, and because it's Sausage Party, I am gonna put a bunch of folded up meat onto a skewer and dip that in there before I pour it into my glass, so it'll be, you know, alcohol infused meat and cheese onto this thing. And while I do that, we're gonna talk about Sausage Party. So, Sausage Party, written by Seth Rogen. And I'm going to use my notes so I don't ramble. So Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and his writing team that did like Pineapple Express, This Is the End, Neighbors, I believe, just, you know, their group of guys. And they made a movie called Sausage Party, and it's a Pixar-style comedy, animated, computer animated comedy. It's R-rated. It is hard R-rated. And what I mean by that, man, this thing is raunchy. And don't take your kids to see it. I'm not sure why you would do that in the first place, because it's super raunchy. It's not for kids at all. And so the premise of the story, here we go, I'm just going to start rambling. The premise of the story is, it's kind of like Toy Story with food. So the food in the supermarket all are alive. They think humans are gods, and if they're chosen or bought, they get to go to the promised land and lead happy, wonderful lives forever. Seth Rogen's character, which is a hot dog, learns that the food or the promised land isn't all what it's cracked up to be. He learns that, you know, it might not be this wonderful place that everybody thinks it is. And so his girlfriend, played by Kristen Wiig, who is a bun, they try to get together and tell all the other foodstuffs so that this whole idea of the humans being gods in the promised land is not actually all it's cracked up to be. So, premise out of the way, having that gotten out of the way, I'm going to say up front that I think this is one of the worst movies I've seen this year. It is not good. It overstays its welcome really early, kind of like a lot of other Seth Rogen movies. I thought This Is the End overstayed its welcome quite a bit. I thought Pineapple Express overstayed its welcome quite a bit. Those movies, in addition to this movie, had some great moments and some hysterical scenes. But in between there, they just fall way flat, and especially in this movie. So, all right, I'm going to get that out of the way, but let me talk about a few of the things I did like about the movie, because there were a few things. One of them is that it's definitely an original story, and the reason I'm pointing that out is because nowadays a lot of the highly advertised, you know, very mainstream movies aren't original ideas. They're known IPs or intellectual properties like comic books or books or reboots or sequels. I mean, all this stuff. How's this looking? This is quite a little shish kebab here. My meat stick. My meat stick. It's gross. I won't say that again. Here's my meat stick. Alright, so that's one of the things. So it's a great original idea, and I really appreciate that. I wish more mainstream movies or companies, mainstream like movie companies, took chances on really original ideas, which this was. The second thing that I'm going to mention is its production value is really good. It has that Pixar feel and Pixar look to it. We're going to try to, there we go. So this is going to soak in our Bloody Mary. Okay, so the Pixar look to it looked great. I mean, the animation is top notch. The voice actors are really good. You still get your mainstays like Seth Rogen, Michael Cera, Danny McBride, Bill Hader, and all those guys are in it and do good jobs. They're all very funny. Let's see, any other plus sides? Any other things good? The marketing of this movie. Marketing was great. We all saw the trailer, and it looked really funny. It looked really original. And this is going to bring me to my first point of the negatives. Because the marketing I felt was so good, it really would have worked better as like a 10, maybe 15-minute short animated film at the beginning of any one of Seth Rogen's raunchy comedies. So, I mean, those are a couple of good things. So all right, let's get back to the Bloody Mary because we want to get to drinking. At least I do. All right, so Bloody Mary is 4 parts tomato juice, so we're going to do that real quick. I might add a little bit more because we got a big glass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little. I just put the whole can in. Fuck it. Whole can, 4 parts of that, and then 2 parts vodka. So we'll do probably, 2.5, 3, maybe, who knows. This is all poured into a shaker with ice, shaken up, and then poured into your glass with your meat stick. And then drinking. So, all right, we got your vodka, your tomato juice, which are the 2 main ingredients, and then we do a 1 part Worcestershire sauce. Don't ask me to say that again. So we're doing the 1 part of that. A couple of dashes of Tabasco for a little heat. Oh my God, I'm gonna knock shit over. Tabasco. It does call for a bit of horseradish, and so we're gonna put that on. Oh, hey, here's preparation, everybody. I didn't take this off before I started this thing, so we might skip the horse. There it is. All right, so it's doing a teaspoon of that, so we'll do a teaspoon in there. Not sure how that's gonna shake up. We'll see. Nope, that's not the top. And then a bit of lemon juice. Let's see, how many parts lemon juice? 1/2 part lemon juice. So this thing's getting real. 1/2 part lemon juice. Probably gonna be pretty good. Bloody Mary is one of my favorite drinks, so I'm excited about this. And then salt and pepper. Got my little salt and pepper dog here. Put in a bit of salt and pepper. To taste. I don't know what that means. I feel like it's after. I don't know. Who knows? And then we shake. All right. Sausage party. What a turd. I hated it. I didn't hate it. I hated most of it. All right. We got all that there, and now pour into our meat stick glass. Look at this beautiful thing. You should probably have a straw, I would guess, at some point. But, fuck it. I don't have a straw. Look at this beautiful thing. Not only is this delicious, it's also good for you, because tomatoes are good for you. And so is Worcestershire. All right. We got our drink. And our meat stick. And now I can get into what I didn't like about the movie. So, I talked about it being a good short film. Yes, it would have been a great short film, because this movie, it seemed, was put together to just make food curse. And they did that in abundance. In the first 10 to 15 minutes, there were more fucks thrown out than I've ever seen. And nobody, not even myself, and I love to curse, curses that much. I mean, it seems like they just threw it in just because, well, I have an R rating, let's go throw some fucks and some dicks and some, bitches and shits in there because we can. We want to see a hot dog say fucking dick. So, this is actually pretty damn good. I'm proud of myself. Making the, I didn't use a mix. My friend Andrew would be proud of me. Alright, so, I love to curse. I mean, fuck is one of the most versatile words in the English language, and I love it. It's wonderful. I mean, it can be a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb. You can use it numerous ways. I think it's one of the most versatile words. Like I said, see, I don't want to ramble, so let's not. So, in comedies, if done well, the word fuck can be just so wonderful and such a laugh-inducing thing. The 1983 National Lampoon's Vacation. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's hysterical. Chevy Chase taking his family across country. I'm gonna, you know, go off subject here a little bit, but I just want to give you an example of a good way to use this. He's taking his family across country on a vacation, and he eventually, at the end of the movie, loses it, turns around in the car, and just goes off on his family. And it's used in such a wonderful way in that movie that this one, it just became tiresome, and I just didn't care by the end. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and I think one of the most egregious things, is that it's terribly racist, sexist, it hates organized religion, and it does this not even a good way. And I know what you're saying, you're like, how can you be racist and sexist and hate religion in a good way? Well, you can, because I think anything can be joked about if done in the right way. Mostly anything. I mean, it's hard to find a subject that you can't, in a clever way, make a good joke about. And in this movie, they just didn't. They stereotyped everything. They put everything in this stereotype, and that's it. They used that to create their jokes, and it's not enough. I mean, just as an example, the Jewish character is the bagel, and he's always arguing with the Middle Eastern, what's that bread called? I don't want to get it wrong. The Middle Eastern lavash bread. He's always arguing with that, so that's that stereotype. The gay character's the Twinkie. The tequila's Mexican and can't be trusted. The taco's, you know, got a Latin accent and is a lesbian. Ha 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 ha! I get it. The taco's a lesbian, and the Twinkie's the gay one, and it just. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, Chris, you're just being too sensitive and too politically correct. And that's not the case. I just think they were really lazy in their writing. I mean, you could have taken these racial stereotypes and then turned them on their head a little bit and been more clever with it, but they weren't. All they did was just repeat their jokes over and over again. And that's the third problem. These jokes were repeated multiple times. Seth Rogen's character, the hot dog, all he wanted to do was get into the bun. Yeah. Ha ha ha, again, I get it. The hot dog wants to get into the bun. It's funny. It's a sexual joke. I get it. But it's just, they do it over and over and over again. And that also became tiresome. So, look, last thing is there's this weird joke about bath salts that happens about halfway through, and they use it a couple of times, and that bath salts used as a drug was like done like what, 45 years ago, when people were doing them and kind of became like zombies, wanting to eat things, and it was in the news a little bit. And this is like a big, like, you know, joke in the movie, and it just, that was really dated, and it just kind of out of nowhere. And so, yeah, listen, there are honestly moments of, you know, real brilliance and real creativity here, but they disappear quickly. The moments in the trailer were wonderful. I thought this movie looked great, but they just didn't land when you finally see the finished product. So let me wrap this up, because I've been going for one take here, and I feel like I've been repeating myself, and I don't want to do that to you guys, listeners, watchers. Anyway, I'm gonna give this movie a 1.5 drinks out of 5. I did not like it. I sat through most of it going, huh, that's funny. Because I had a Coke and it had a straw. Doesn't matter. Alright, So, yeah, 1.5 drinks out of 5. Let me know what you thought of Sausage Party, because I feel like I'm a little bit in the minority, and I feel like I'm being maybe a little too hard on it, but I just think the movie is lazy, and it's writing, and it's comedy. And comedy is very subjective. It's very subjective. So if you like the trailer, maybe you'll love the movie. I've talked to a couple of people, and I've described what I'm talking about. They're like, it sounds really funny. I was like, well, maybe you'll like it. So go check it out. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed being in my kitchen, in my inner sanctum here, in the promised land, according to Sausage Party. Yeah, try this. I'm gonna eat me some cheese and meats here in a second. That's been marinating here in a little vodka, little juice, little tomato juice. Have a drink on me, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. I haven't been saying this. Subscribe down at the bottom. I'm on Twitter, Facebook. I have a website that I need to update. I'm sorry that I haven't if you've looked at it. Thanks again. Cheers, everybody.